The pandemic has strongly impacted how we experience ourselves and the world around us. And the transition into a soon-to-be post-pandemic world will certainly require us to take some emotional inventory about what ideas and actions serve us and what doesn't. Here to help us spring clean our emotions and our life, Dr. Robi Ludwig. We thought this would be a great opportunity to do some spring cleaning emotionally. Dr. Ludwig, good to see you.
Good to see you too. It really is the perfect time because the pandemic and quarantining has really forced us to be with ourselves and allowed us to discover new aspects of who we are and what we want. And so it's the perfect time to take notice as we move into this new chapter. It's almost like we have the opportunity for a new reset.
I love it. Okay, so let's reset together. And by the way, we say this with love and not judgment because we're here too. I think Robi and I are introspective type of people as well and look at ways of bettering ourselves always. So the first thing you suggest is sort of creating a mental inventory.
Yes, so it's really important to get things out of your head and onto paper and to schedule time to write down, what do I like about myself? What do I like about my life? What do I want to change? How do I want to move forward? So at least you have a framework of what to work off of.
I like that.
You could always change your mind, but it's good to get it down on paper.
Yeah, put a little asterisk, subject to change. Okay, next up, you talk about the importance of really examining the relationships in your life.
This is so important because the relationships in our life really impact how we experience ourselves and what we actually achieve in life. So it's important, and a lot of people are doing this. In fact, 78% of people after this pandemic really are relooking at their relationships and the importance of relationships. So look at who supports you, who's happy for you, who do you enjoy spending time with, who are you in sync with, who isn't good for you, who drains you, who do you feel bad about yourself in relation to, and make those shifts.
Right. Put more energy, invest in those relationships that energize you instead of detract from you. Okay, and then you got to do a little bit of take stock of the emotions that may be at play in holding you back.
Yes, so we all do this. We all have a story that we tell ourselves in our own mind, and we can be our own worst critics. So if you take a look at what you're saying to yourself, this is a little bit of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. Look at what you're saying. So if you say, oh my God, I'm just in a dead end world, my life feels dead end. Look at that statement and say, well, I can switch roads. This is how I get when I'm feeling stressed. It's not accurate. So you're reminding yourself you can't believe everything you think. And I think that's really important to do on a regular basis.
One of the things that I think so many of us had sort of foisted upon us was our routines really had to shift during the pandemic, but now they're shifting again, right? We're transitioning back. This is a good time for us to reassess our routine. Sometimes we're just doing it out of rote. Are we doing it because it's efficient? Are we doing it because it serves us well?
Sometimes we're doing it unconsciously, or we've developed certain habits over time that don't serve us well, and they create this feeling of meh, right? This feeling of lackluster or feeling like life is boring or unsettling. And so really look at that and say, let's say, for an example, if you're scrolling on your phone too much, identify what you're doing, get rid of that behavior, and put a new good behavior in instead. Maybe you listen to podcasts, watch Good Day LA, whatever it is. As long as you can be conscious of it, you can change it.
Well, you talked about putting some of those, the effort into changing some of those aspects of how you behave. That even has to do with how we think, right? We can control our thoughts, and we can steer them towards a different style of thinking even.
So what weighs us down very often are feelings of shame or
Ooh, honey.
regret or just feeling bad about ourselves, just finding new ways to put ourselves down.
Yeah,
And this
that
is
old
where we
tape.
really need to yes, we've all been there. This is the
Yep.
human condition. Or even intense feelings of anger, not forgiving someone, whatever the case may be. These kinds of feelings really weigh us down and stop us from seeing the possibilities for ourselves. These are good feelings to try to get rid of
Yeah.
and really try to use those stories as a way to gain experience and wisdom so you can move forward in a much more lighter, optimistic way.
And then last but not least, take a look at the good habits that you developed over this last little while. Maybe there's some that you want to keep in your life. I like this.
Yes, I had a patient say to me just yesterday, you know what? I'm feeling really good. And I said, that's
Keep doing
fantastic. I said, what are you doing right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we often don't think of ourselves in that way, that we're doing good things too. Not everything is bad. What are you doing right that's helping you to feel good?
Yeah.
And then continue to do it.
Yeah.
Because we all have things that are working for us. Let's identify it and continue to do it so that we are moving into the post-pandemic world in a new way, because we're all going to have to we've all been changed by this. So let's use this in a way that benefits us all.
I love it. Dr. Robi Ludwig, you always just give us tools for change in our own lives. And I think this is a great way of approaching spring cleaning. We've done the cabinets, we've done the junk drawer. Why not do ourselves as well and do some reassessment? Thank you so much, darling. I really appreciate this.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You got it. We'll see you soon.